What's going on, collectors? Welcome into Ross Loves Cards. Today I want to share about some Christmas gifts that have been special to me. One of them's from this year, and the other one is from when I was a child. I believe 1995. Yeah, 95 I think's the Christmas that I got this. I'd have been 8 years old then. But I want to share one gift present and one gift past. But the other day, I was preparing for a my Sunday evening sermon, and the wife and kids went to a Christmas craft show. And when they was there, they picked up a gift for me. So I opened the bag, and I found this inside. A Ross, well, I can't get the focus there. Ross Loves Cards, established 2025 Christmas ornament, where it was wood burn in there. Nothing on the back, but I tell you what, I just thought this was really cool. I'm kind of partial to my logo, but when I see this hanging on the tree, it kind of makes me think of my hobby as well. So I love the gift, love the hobby, and just tickled pink that my wife thought to get that made for me. The Christmas I was going to talk with you about back in 95. So that's been what, 30 years ago. Wow, so the 30 years ago, I got this. And it's actually been hanging on the wall behind me, but I cover it up most of the time so you can't see it. I don't cover it up, I hide it with me sitting here, I guess I should say. But this right here is a signed Hakeem Olajuwon picture. I like that it's got Robert Parrish right here and Hakeem Olajuwon right there. What's interesting about this, my parents also got me some basketball card packs as stocking stuffer that year. And I got them basketball cards out, and I was opened it. And I love post players. Of course, Hakeem Olajuwon, I love his post play the best. But anyways, I opened it, that card. And one of the cards I got was Robert Parrish. And I think I got an Hakeem Olajuwon out of that pack as well. But I do remember pulling that Robert Parrish, and then getting this picture with Robert Parrish and Hakeem Olajuwon on it together. Now, when I got this from my parents, it was, well, falling apart on me. It was in one of these. I'm sure everybody's familiar with these. They are heavy. And of course, it had this Hakeem Olajuwon thing. The adhesive came loose. This gold piece, I think, maybe came loose over the course of 30 years. But I got that, and I was so excited. It was just a special thing for me to open that Christmas morning, being 8 years old. Seems like that morning, even before we went to dinner, Dad helped me put a nail in my wall, just to the right side of my bed. And that went right on it. And it stayed there until, I guess, 2004, we moved across town. So it stayed there for 9 years. And then after that 9 years, when we moved to the other house, instead of hanging it on a wall, I had a desk just outside my bedroom. I propped it up on that desk up against the wall. And, this is just the thing, reminds me of growing up as a kid. I remember when we used to go to that card shop, Sports Center, I think what it was called. And the guy behind the counter's name was Tom. I actually ran into him the other day at the local card shop. He's not been in business for 20 plus years, but I got to see him at the other card shop that opened. And anyways, I remember when you'd always go in there, he had like clothing and stuff set up over here. Then to the right, athletic wear, not just clothes. You know what I'm saying. Then on the right, you had the cases with all the cards laid out in them, where you go down the display cases, go down and look through them. And behind the display cases, on the wall, there was boxes and packs of cards up top. And then to the left or the far corner, as you go on further back, he'd have those plaques of autographs there. Different players, just anybody and everybody, had, varying prices on them. And I remember I used to go and look at it and thought, boy, how cool is that to have that signature, him to have signatures like that. And I just thought it was awesome. And I thought, someday I want to have an Hakeem Olajuwon. Well, that someday came, and Christmas of '95, my mom had went out and told him to get one coming, and he did. And I was just so tickled to get this. I don't know what mom and dad paid for this at the time, but I tell you, I don't care if it was $3, but I know it was, you know what I mean. This was the main gift that I got that year, and I still love it till today. Like I said, I don't care for the old if you've got that old plaque and like them, that's great. But I just thought this would be lighter hanging on the wall and kind of look more uniform to matching that. This high dollar filming studio I'm in is actually the corner of my bedroom, so I like to have my favorite things hanging on the wall just right here. Every time I go to bed at night, I walk right past this chair and the stuff on the wall, and I just enjoy it. But I wanted to share that gift with you today. My favorite Christmas back in '95, 30 years ago. I remember opening that. The next thing I want to share with you is a card I picked up recently. And if you liked that gift, you may like this. This right here is a Bowman's Best. Hakeem Olajuwon Honor Roll. And I know you see how it's slabbed backwards. I thought about resubmitting it and see if they could refix that. But unfortunately, it's not slabbed backwards. You can see this right here. That's the card number, HR2. Then it's got the licensing up there. This is the back of the card, even though I put the PSA cover up here because that's what I want to see first. But on the reverse of this card is Michael Jordan. This is the 1996 Bowman's Best Honor Roll, Michael Jordan and Hakeem Olajuwon. Until I started going through writing down, like checking out the registry for PSA and then TCDB or whatever that is, checking them, I came across this card and I thought, you know what, this is such a cool card. I personally probably would have preferred 2 post players on this. You know, it's kind of weird, you know, have a shooting guard and a center on it for me. But this card's just so cool to me. And this is the first Jordan card I've had since the 90s. And it may be the last unless I find another card. Well, there is a refractor of this, but it's quite substantially more. When I bought this, Jeff, a fine card collector, helped me kind of comp it, you know, from VCP. It was like 97 bucks. And I thought, well, I really like that. I'm going to go up to 125 on it. But I wound up getting this card for 80 bucks. So I was just tickled pink on this. It was an eBay auction. It's one of them deals you sit there and watching and the number doesn't go up and you're like, when's it going to happen? When's it going to make the last half-second run? But thankfully, this one didn't. But it's just kind of neat for me coming in this time of year. It was actually yesterday. Me and the boy was out, I think we was playing catch with a football. We was out playing catch and a guy pulled up in a Jeep, so I went to go see what he needed, and he had a envelope with this in it. Apparently the mail runs on Sundays, getting ready for the Christmas season. But this is kind of an early Christmas surprise for myself, this getting here on time right before Christmas. I absolutely love it. If you're not into 90s basketball, let me know and I'll put you on my prayer list. No, I'm just kidding. But I know some of you probably not interested in 90s basketball, but that's one of my favorite eras. And, you know, just like I said, when I think of Hakeem, I kind of think back to that Christmas gift, you know, getting that signed picture. How special it was to me then, and still 30 years to today, it's still special to me. I hope you all are having a Merry Christmas, and I hope to see you all for the next one. Thanks.